Hello and welcome to another Gemini Rogues video. This is a tank destroyer. I believe it is on code 05. Tell me, because I can't remember.
It's a T25 AT.
AT.
Tier 7.
What nation?
American.
Oh, it's a Yank.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can see it's got no turret on it, so it's a fixed fighting compartment, which limits you in some degrees on your style of play.
Yeah.
And aids you in other. Some simple armor. Yeah, you can get a bit more armor and stuff like that.
Nice angle. Look at the angle on that.
That's what some people dismiss on it. You've seen the problem you can have sometimes penning a Jagdpanther, which is a similar design tank in a way. Never existed. It's based on a T25 tank, medium tank chassis, but they never manufacture it, so it's got no historical relevance.
Would you sit at the back in this like a Jagdpanther and just let your mediums take it?
Well, that's the beauty of this, because it's quite mobile, like a Jagdpanther is as well. It lends to the play style of getting to positions, getting shots off, and then you can use your armour, like we said before, with the Jagdpanther quite well. So we'll have a look what package you've got.
Go on then.
It's a T25 AT package.
That's awesome.
Continental AV 1790/1 engine, which is 704 brake horsepower. So lots to say, you can get a bite in this thing. Pretty potent gun as well. 105mm AT gun, the T5E1 gun. Just shy of 7 rounds per minute, which you can get with your gun rammer as well. 198 pen, which again is pretty impressive for tier 7, and a good alpha damage of 320. 245 on your secondary, your premium ammunition. HE, don't tend to use them as much because you only get an extra 100 damage, so it's not really worth the risk. 1.7 second aim time, which is pretty good. Accuracy, it's okay, 0.38, it's not the best, but we'll see how it handles when we get to gameplay. Traverse is 30 degrees on the hull. What were you going to say?
Is that accuracy set in stone, or is it governed by...
It's governed by what RNG decides when you play a game, I think.
Okay.
So, well, that's what its base mark is set at. 350 metre view range as well, so it's not amazing when it comes to view range, but that is still pretty good, 350 metre. And then signal, I don't even know why I bother with signal range.
I think this model is kind of overlooked.
Very overlooked. So we'll just look at the other package. You can put, if you prefer it, if you prefer a quicker firing gun with 8.22 rounds a minute, you can still keep the 90mm gun you've had before, which is 190 pen, 240 damage. So you're not doing as much alpha damage, you're not losing anything on penetration. In fact, you're gaining it with your secondaries, premium rounds. You can see there 268, which is more than you get on the 105mm premium rounds. So
I understand.
It's either or, but I prefer the 105. That's what we're sporting on this game. So, and
you don't carry many, do you?
No, it's not too bad. There's quite a few in there. Equipment wise, I've gone for Concealment and binders. You don't necessarily have to go that way. Obviously a gun rammer as well to get his reload time down, because you can use this as a full-blown brawler if you want to, if it's tier.
Don't you suffer from losing your camo net when you move? Yeah,
and that is an issue with you not having a turret. So I went with it because the gun arc's not bad from size. I don't ask for statistics, I ain't going off the top of my head, but it's not bad for it. So it can reuse. You can see there 9.1 second on the reload. Only 848 points, so you've got to use them wisely as well. Concealment again, 0.34 stationary, which is okay, and 0.21 moving. So you're not a stealth. It's not an E25, but
do you lose that engine much?
No, that's pretty good. I mean, look at the engine, 56 kilometers an hour top speed, 15 kilometers backwards as well. I think the power ratio is 18. I didn't see there, about 18 something. The gun, the aim time's good. Accuracy, it's okay. Gun depression, 10 degrees. What more do you want? You can't get any better than that.
Is that reload standard on there, 9
Yeah, it's just standard. And it obviously improves with your ramming, your skills, and your crew, brothers and arms and such. Terrain resistance, I don't even know why we'd even look
we
at
don't even understand that. It's not worth looking at.
At least we're honest.
Yeah.
Not going to muddle his way through. Again with signal range, 615 metres even in or there. But
look at ammo.
And there we go. There it comes in. So you can see that the secondary is not a heat round either. It is APCR. So we don't got to worry about tracks getting absorbed in it. But it does mean you lack a little bit on the penetration you get from an heat round. So pros and cons are both. You see where Crew's sat. They're vulnerable to a degree. And that looks pretty weak.
Yes.
But you'd be surprised. We're talking Jagdpanther 2, Jagdpanther Foch territory armour, where it don't look very good on paper, but when you look at it, it's angled like an absolute boss. You can see the artillery is going to like you. If you can drop one on top of you, you're very weak on the roof, but what isn't? No. Even the floor is.
What about penning the mantle if It happens. Can it happen?
How it can happen? It's World of Tanks. I'm not saying it as a general rule. Normally, that's where you want to get shot if you're going to get shot.
In the mantle.
Yeah, but like we've seen, we've had a couple of games recently in Fosh where they've gone straight through the gun mantler.
Yeah.
Which is near enough impossible, but they managed it from a very far distance as well.
Across the map one.
Yeah, you can see there. If you're going to fight one, shoot one side compartments. And it says it's only 88. It's the thickest part of the tank, but it is very. You can see there, it's very well angled. Extremely well angled. Lower plate is where you want to shoot one, or the cupola on the top.
That's not very thick, is it?
No.
It's not thick. It's not in Mong territory, is it?
One drawback I think you've got of this tank is it leads on to the T28, which then leads on to the T95, which then leads on to the T110E3.
Yeah.
All the said 3 tanks above are frontally armoured to the nines with very slow mobility. Yeah. Whereas this doesn't play that way. You can't take this down a street and say, do your worst.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get you used to how the playstyle you're going to be using for the rest of the line. That's what I'm trying to say. It's one on its own at tier 7.
Yeah, it's like playing Cromwell. It's very disappointing afterwards.
But in Comet's still a pretty good tank. You just don't play it in the same way as a Cromwell.
That's my point.
Yeah. So we'll try and use them. We're going to see here now. And you can see those gun arcs pretty good.
You snapped it. Look at that.
You didn't like that one coming. You can see the alpha damage is pretty good. We rolled just shyer as 320 there, 317.
You got ninjured.
I didn't get that. So the reload, let's see what it is now with the gun rammer, the perks and everything else we've got on it. 7.71, so just under, we'll say about 8 seconds. Yeah. You can see it traverse as well. Spins on its axis really good. So this is
not bad, actually.
Yeah, this is not a tank. I think it was 30 degrees on the traverse. This is not a tank that you can say I can get around this in a light tank or a medium, and that's it. It's done. Things tend to
smash stuff.
Yeah, they tend to back up when they run into you. And you can see there, I think his tracks absorbed that first shot. Another one coming in. Look at that. I mean, that's a tier 6 heavy. Like one tier below you, it's nearly gone in 2 shots.
I thought this was tier 6.
It's tier 7. This.
It's tier 7.
Yeah, this is tier 7. So you can see a lower tier heavy. Not easily dismissed, but that's just gone there. Completely gone.
I wasn't paying attention.
Another shot in there, thunderbolt straight into his side, and he's smashing us now. You can see you can't rely fully on that armour. It's not 100% guaranteed to block everything you come up against. Bit of a bully if you can get a tier 7 match, top tier, but Tigers aren't going to struggle to go through it front yet. But if you come up against 5s and 6s...
Yeah, oh god, you're right, bully, aren't you? You're going to smash them.
And it's thunderbolt. I can just see it front. With chances are I can't get to the side of him.
Yeah.
So we missed it altogether there.
He's got a nice angle, to be fair, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Very nice angle.
Can we get one in? We're looking.
Smash him
We're looking for it. That Panther, he eludes me the whole game.
Smash him in.
Just can't seem to get him in. You can see the recital, what we're talking about with the aim time. It doesn't pull in close. It's not tight, so we're talking about with the actually .38. I mean, this is what's quite good, and this is what I like about the Jagdpanther. Why I really like the Jagdpanther as a tank is you can sit back and you can snipe.
Yes.
Good enough to do that. Puts a good sized hole in things as well.
Doesn't it?
Does it quite quickly, but you can also brawl.
Yeah.
We can get up close and personal if the game dictates that, and push the envelope, so to speak.
I mean, look at reverse speed. Yeah. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean, we racket damage. We're getting assisted as well coming in. A little bit blocked.
Yeah.
So not everything's gone in.
Actually.
So again, normally you sit back. We're not. We're pushing. We're going to push this. We've got a couple of tank destroyers backing us up. What's that we've got over there? Is that the Italian? Well, it was. Was the Italian. I mean, get a bit braver. We've got a medium tank to his left here. It's just got to try and use buildings best we can as cover. We're still not cleared technically as right hand. There. We're still not technically cleared that right hand flank. So we're a bit in no man's land here. This is really, and then we run into a jammer as well, which we could have done without.
A jammer.
We could have done
without
the jammer. But Bosch
decided on it. He didn't really want it.
And he's going to struggle to pen it. That jammer he's going to struggle with. I know what gun he's got on that.
Yes.
And he's going to look bounce. He's aiming for that cupola. You see he's bounced off top of us. And he's still trying to get us front of us. He's looking for everywhere. That seemed to go through us there, to be fair to him. I don't know where that one.
Didn't
seems to go through. But you can see how quick this thing gets the damage out, and how quickly someone's health bar can disappear at this low tier. 320 is quite a lot of alpha damage.
I quite like your knowledge, to be fair, because you see something, you think he can't do this, he can't do that. He can do this.
It's always an advantage. And sometimes it surprises you. Like I said, this is World of Tanks. Anything can happen.
Yes.
And it usually does. Like Maury Walker. So again, I'm umming and ahhing at this point. So I don't quite... I'm trying to stick to the sides, but I'm not really been paying attention. I don't know if this flank's been cleared yet, if everything's gone. Using the buildings the best we can. And we're quite low. That is one drawback of the tank again, is the gun's quite low in it.
Yes.
In the tank. So sometimes the terrain can be a bit of a problem, and 10 degrees of gun depression allows you to work ridgeline randomly.
Yeah.
But this gun's just, it does a job. If RNG is on your side, I mean, we're up to 2,700 damage. I've got 1,600, 1,800 assisted there as well. We've blocked nearly 600. So this game really just sums up this tank for me. It's in its element.
Looking at this, it makes me think it's actually quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's underplayed, vastly underplayed tank on the game. It just gets dismissed and pushed to one side when it shouldn't really.
Yeah.
It's quite. I mean, you see lots of Hellcats in there at tier 6. I mean, this is what we're talking about at the beginning, where I'm mentioning using the camo net and binos. Don't tend to use them a lot. That's why I'm not really sure if it is the best option.
I don't think
for it.
Not in this
we're going to
style.
see it in the second game where we're relying on it a little bit more. We're a bit more a static, bit more of a sniping tank destroyer game.
But I think, like say, if you do put camo net on and binos, it predicts a map variant, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if you've got a map where you're going to use it, you can use it.
And look at it, 303. I mean, it just decimates anything that it comes up against. I mean, nearly 3,500 damage, 2 kills, nearly 2,000 assisted as well.
That's not bad for you, to be fair.
Especially when there weren't much gravy on the table. Kind of took a flank on his own. I know we're top tier, but we kind of pushed the envelope. We didn't sit back on his laurels. We didn't sit right at the back of the map trying to get shots in. This tank allows you. Store a mill, you're slow, you've got no armour, you get spotted like we did in this, you're dead. Yeah, you can do a bit more damage, but this thing, you can push the envelope. It allows you to play so many different ways, which I think is a good tank. A versatile tank is a good tank for me. And this fits that mould.
Do we have to compare it to Storm?
It is a tier 7 tank destroyer after all.
I know what Storm Mill's like.
Now, I compare it more to the Jagdpanther.
Yeah.
I'd still like the Jagdpanther. I think I've just got a soft spot for the Jagdpanther, just in more ways than one.
Yes.
But this is more what we're talking about, parking it in a bush, getting his camo net and his binos up. But again, you're going to see, you mentioned it as well, no turret means a problem engaging and disengaging of the camo net.
Yeah,
which, like the Swedish tanks, when you're in siege mode, it don't disengage. When you turn your tracks in this, it does.
This baby drops it straight away, doesn't it?
Nice bit of foliage for us out there.
Like
so
a whore in Paris.
Drops.
Anyway, what's that next year? Scout tank.
He's a leopard.
He's definitely in the right place for this, isn't he?
We'll try and get out of the way.
Definitely in the right place. Oh, we took that one for you, didn't he? At least you know where it's coming from now.
So we're going to get his binos up again. Position more. Ooh. It's just typical. You move. The moves there where they were before. I love this. This is what.
What?
With the sniping characteristics, it's why I prefer the Jagdpanther.
What's that?
It's just a little bit more accurate with its gun.
Yes. Yeah, I do agree.
But look at the oldest thing can put in.
Yeah, it's nice.
Some of that. It makes people back up. It does make a player back up when he loses about a quarter to a third of his hit points in one volley.
The thing is, you're getting assisted again, but yeah, that scout tank was next to you. Where's he gone?
He's still there. He's still there. It's just this right corner there. They're getting smashed, to be fair.
Yeah. It's true.
So, we're still getting some assistance.
This is
Tiger. Just that nice.
Bad, actually.
And that reload's just on the right side of good for me. You're not sat there waiting too long.
7.7's alright.
Drop one down. Oh, that was nice. Just dropped it straight over the line.
Oh, I love it how he just seen his mate get shot and he's just parked in the same place.
We get lucky here. We get lucky. It just lands straight on his engine deck.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about with this. We can't rely. You're not picking off a weak spot from what we are these meterage here.
That was just right. That was it. Proved you're right.
Yeah, you can't rely on that gun to hit us. I mean, we're aiming literally centre mass.
Yeah.
I am aiming centre and just caught the top of the turret.
I'm
not aiming at that corner of his tank, trying to hit that corner of his tank. I am literally aiming at the point where I've got most chance. Again,
500 metres, not 5 metres.
And I've got the most chance of physically hitting the whole thing. So he's going to be a pain, that T-34. It'll be an absolute pain. I mean, you can see how quickly again. It's 2,000 damage.
Yeah.
2,000 damage in the heartbeat. Team's slowly slipping away. With chances are
nice.
Tracks. You knew it would come in. You knew we were going to go straight into tracks. There's that.
Thing is, on this map, you need to know where to camp bush.
Yeah.
And you've got to rely on the opposite team coming that way.
I mean, their team's done pretty well. They've got complete and utter map control now. They've pushed all the way down the seafront, if you want to call it that. So they've got behind us. They've pushed the hill to the left-hand side where we're looking now. They've took that. They've technically in a bit of a fight for the middle ground as well. They've got complete and utter map control over us. So
pushing forward, nice.
There's not really anywhere I could go. If a deep push, I could look at those guys down that seafront, but I've got this guy. If he comes out from behind this building, I can. He just stops in time, but he's dead. Anyway.
You missed him.
And he spotted us as well, so we're going to rely on his armour again now. Tiger's looking at us. There he goes, he's managed to get one in. See, a tier 7 tank is not going to struggle to go through front of this. Not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll bounce some things you think, wow, how did I bounce that?
Thing is, if you've been on a slope, it kind of helps you angle that armour that little bit more, doesn't
if they're below you, you think that, but...
Yeah, technically.
It should.
Yeah.
We've got the, I think that's it, is that the tier 7 Polish, so I've got to be wary of him as well. So at this point I'm thinking, just come round that corner, let me finish off this tiger, get this guy out of the way.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, no, I want to spot him when he's come out, when he's out in the open, so he's got no cover to get back in. So I'll drop back a little bit at this moment, have a quick look at what's going on for the rest of the map. We've managed to take control of the hill on the far side, which is well done to them guys on that flank. They've pushed it. We're still just about holding on to the sea map side of things.
Really?
There's a light tank and a tank destroyer and a heavy tank, I think, having a good old ding dong down this. Have a quick look, see what's happening. See if I can't back them guys up. I think I might be able to get shots on this absolution from here.
I just saw that light tank. He was next to you. Burning carcass.
So we're going to go. This is where them binos come in. Pop, engaged.
Oh, beautiful.
And again, aim centre mass. Luckily it goes through that front row wheel. I know I'm going to have to go through that front row wheel again. We're lucky they went in, so we're going to try and aim for that front row wheel again. Can we get it through that bit of armour? Gosh, that was where we aimed it.
Oh, okay.
But again, you can see sometimes binos and camo can come in handy.
Yes.
And that was one of those situations. So again, that flank's falling again now on the left after the heavy tank who pushed across the hill has been killed. So we're going to try and back this medium up best we can. Bit of patience. Aim time 1.7 seconds. Don't feel like that.
No.
It's not, I mean, you saw it then. It's one of them statistics. Sliders on.
Oh, you're joking.
No mercy rolls in this game.
Oh, you're being too I was saying that.
And he's got a bit of trouble from, and you saw there, I'm going to have to keep, so I've had to move again there. Just caught him. So we're living right. I mean, that's about 4 or 5 shots in this one game that have just caught on. So you can see what I mean when I say some games, then just catches, it just misses. And it gets a little bit frustrating. So sometimes this is better as a brawler.
Rather
than a sit back and sniping. It's not the most camo friendly things anyway, so just give me one chance.
Take the buildings out, man.
It takes too long. I know.
I
know for a fact if I shot that building, it'd just go and it'd be one of them. But we're pulling this back here at this point now. It's still. I don't think I've seen the tiger for a bit. We don't know where he's gone. Because that Polish tank. Dropped short.
Joking.
Just had a little twitch myself just before I pulled the trigger, which made it aim out.
You swapped to AG as well, didn't you? Why did you do that?
Just wanted to splash him. He'd only got 6 hit points left, so I didn't even worry about looking for a weak spot. Jagdpanther and extras, that's what we're comparing it to.
Definitely.
At this point, I think I'll just finish this tiger. He's got back up here. Bop, you see, he bounced off a couple of I'm not interested in fighting that guy on my own.
Not at full health.
Not an IS-2 full health, and we're still pinging shots off the front of us as well.
That's nicely bounced,
He's scared away, but they managed to get a Jagdpanther and all that. The IS-2.
Oh, he's gone.
Off the Jagdpanther, so I can't go toe to toe with IS-2. He'll just rip me to pieces. So I've got to make tracks, and if that heavy tank was with me, they've got anything about him, he'd probably do the same. So what I'm thinking at this point,
look at the speed that model's got,
56 kilometres an hour. This thing is pacey. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I say this does not lead to play styles you play. Like the T28 is immobile. The T95 is even worse, and the T110E3 is a little bit better. But as a general rule, they're armoured up to teeth and they move very slowly. Whereas this it's one in its own. It's pretty unique in its way. But at this point I'm thinking, heavy tank's gone. Can I get to that cap? Can I start capping first and get them to come to me just to draw them away from my cap circle? Just give me a little bit of the high ground, get me camo net engaged, get me binos up so I can see them coming if they're going to come up the same path that I'm taking. Don't quite work out.
Is this after the Hellcat?
No, I think this is after the Jackson.
Oh, I thought the Jackson was for the Hellcat.
The Hellcat leads on to the T25 AT, which is a similar tank to this, but just with a turret.
Okay.
Which is, again, a pretty potent tier 7 tank destroyer. I just prefer the AT just for its bit more oomph.
I'm impressed with your knowledge. You made me sound like a noob. Oh, here we go.
Is that 1.7? Is that 1.7 seconds? I'll eat my own hat. I know it's from a certain point, but tanks on the game with 1.7 seconds aiming a lot quicker than this does. So they've started capping anyway, so we're not going to win that capping race. They just sit there, they cap, I cap, and then eventually they win. So we might as well just get on this bike and we work to treat that. Don't go around the corner. Don't need to. But again, as we do that, the second one goes into the cap and we've blown it. we'd blown it. We didn't really have a chance anyway, to be fair.
Spent your cheese, haven't you, man?
So we'll
gone.
try and get a bad, but it's not going to happen. All I can think now is just hope that they have a let's get him. He's on in one of them. He can't do much on his own moment, but
no,
it's not to be.
Shame.
I mean, we know the Ice 2M's up there full health.
Oh yeah.
Come and have me.
Can we round this up then, because obviously you just gave away.
To
the
round
end
it
of
up, it is a brilliant tank. It's underrated, underplayed, and can churn out damage, can take a bit of punishment.
Yeah.
It does everything really. It's pretty good. It's like a poor relation to the Jagdpanther, but when your Jagdpanther's pretty good, I don't mind being just behind him. Sort of scenario.
True.
So I really enjoy it. I think it's underplayed. I think it's underrated. And you see this game, it can churn out the damage easily. Nearly 4,000 there as well.
Topper's gone. I think if I was to be bothered, I would bother to grind this out. But because I can't, I'm not going to.
I think you'd end up disappointed again, because you grind this out and enjoy it, then you'd expect T28 to be the same, and it just didn't. It really isn't.
I know what you've told us it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it, Killers 05. We're done. Thank you very much for your knowledge, and that's it, people. Later.